Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie Lacey. I am with LegalEASE, and I am really excited to shed some light on the legal benefit that's available to you during your open enrollment period. We'll start. I'll give a quick overview of why it's important to have legal insurance, what you can use the specific plan for, and then we'll go into just like a quick demo of all the other things that are available to you all as members of the LegalEASE plan. And what really sticks out when people face legal matters, it can be a really stressful time. So LegalEASE is here to provide support every step of the way, not just by connecting people to an attorney, hey, here's an attorney that's agreed to work with you, but also the financial component of paying for costly attorney fees. Because that can definitely add up. Attorneys are not cheap. I don't think that's a secret by any means. But keep in mind that when people think of legal insurance, they only think of like, oh, well, I'll only need that, if something goes bad, and I don't do bad things. Or some people have this idea that they have to be, rich. It is like another like comment, like, oh, I don't make enough money to need an attorney. But what we know is that legal matters can happen at any time throughout a person's life, depending on what life events they're facing. So just for examples, young adults, many young adults are renters. So if there's a dispute with their landlord, their neighbor, or something more simple, like they just want someone to look over their lease agreement before they sign their name on the contract, we can find an attorney that can help with that. And then as people move into their 30s and 40s, many times they're starting to get married, they're starting families. So an attorney can assist with prenuptial agreements, name changes, even adoption proceedings, and all of the other things that come along with that specific stage in life. And then, of course, the real estate aspect of things, buying, selling, refinancing a home. If you're refinancing a vacation home, even that a lot of times that will require an attorney for the contracts and closing procedures. And then parents of newly driving teens, if you're out there, you'll be happy to know that our attorneys can also help with traffic tickets or more severe traffic matters, just resulting in the suspension of a license, juvenile court proceedings, so those types of things. And then as people get into their 50s and 60s, if they haven't already, they start to think about their estate planning a little more in depth. So this means setting up wills, living trusts, power of attorneys, and just overall making sure that their affairs are in order. And this slide is just kind of an example, an overview. There are many other benefits available to you beyond what you see here, even things like divorce, mediation, debt collection defense. And what's really cool about this plan is that if there is something that you're facing, it's personal to you, it's not an exclusion, meaning you're not trying to go after Hot Topic, you're not trying to sue the government or start your own business. If it's anything personal, it's not already listed, it's considered a miscellaneous coverage, and Hot Topic members have 10 hours of miscellaneous coverage that they can use towards any personal legal matter if it's not specifically listed in the plan. So be thinking about those types of events as we continue through. And with LegalEASE, members are not just given a big old list of attorneys to call down and say, hey, good luck, I hope that you get connected with one. We take a really kind of a white glove service approach to getting members connected with attorneys. So for example, Brittany, I'll just use you as a quick example. If Brittany had opened a case with LegalEASE because she's a member, for example, maybe she's trying to change her name, what she can do is she can call into our member services department and speak to a member advocate. And that advocate is going to spend just a couple of minutes with her, getting to know her, her legal matter, any preferences of an attorney that she might have. She may not even been thinking about, any preferences, but we make sure to ask those questions to make sure that everybody's being connected with somebody that they're comfortable with. After a quick phone call with our member advocates, Brittany's going to go back to living her life, and LegalEASE will do the work to find an attorney that can help Brittany with her case. So that means we're going to leverage our in-network attorney relationships. We're going to vet these attorneys. Again, we're going to make sure that they're not going on vacation. And once we find an attorney that says, yes, I can help Brittany with her case, we're then going to turn that referral back over to Brittany with all of the attorney's contact information so that she can get that consultation and her case underway. And a lot of times that relationship starts right away. And the average time to get connected to an attorney this way is 2 business days or less. And even beyond that, our member advocates are going to act as an olive branch for Brittany in this case, just in the event that she has any questions as her case progresses. So they'll be proactively doing some phone calls out to Brittany during her case. So that's kind of a member experience when somebody that's a member of the LegalEASE plan is facing a legal matter. That's how they typically get connected to attorneys. Now, there is a second option to get connected to an attorney, which is brand new as of this year, and we're very excited to roll this out. This is called the LegalEASE Attorney Matching Portal, or LAMP, as we've abbreviated it. And this is a way for members to get connected to attorneys online while still receiving a very similar concierge white glove experience as if they had called into our member advocacy center. This is a way for members to access the attorney, getting connected to an attorney 24/7. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. Members can go onto the website, they can do their own intake, answer a couple of legal questions, even putting in their preferences in terms of the type of attorney that they would like to work with. And once that case has been submitted, all the attorneys that have a profile on the LAMP portal, if they match the preferences, the area of law, if they match the location, they're all going to get an email with all of the case information and all of the input that the member had put into this portal. And all they have to do is click accept or deny. And the first attorney that clicks accept, that's who you as the member will be matched with. And you are informed of this via email, this whole process. And once that attorney has accepted the case, you'll receive an email with your confirmation of benefits and the instructions to reach out to that attorney so that your case can get underway. The average time to get connected that we're seeing on this LAMP portal is 2 hours during business weeks, Monday through Friday. But we are also seeing matches on the weekends. So this is a really, really great way to get connected to attorneys even faster if you prefer to go online. That is absolutely an option for you. Now, a bit about our attorney network. We have over 20,000 attorneys nationwide, and they are all highly credentialed. You can see some of the vetting process there on the left-hand side. And one of the biggest things I like to call out is that 10 years of attorney experience. And this is because we want to make sure that we're not just allowing anybody into our network to represent our members. If somebody has 10 years of attorney experience, we can look 10 years into their history of how have they conducted their practice up to this point. And is this somebody that we want to have representing our members? So we're not just taking people fresh out of law school and saying, hey, come join our network, get some experience. And the other thing that we do is we also vet our attorneys yearly and every single time before we make the attorney connection as well. So regardless of where you're at in the United States, we'll be able to connect you with a local attorney who is able to assist your case that's been thoroughly vetted. Now, just a reminder, I know we kind of talked earlier about how expensive attorneys are, but to put some numbers to what that actually looks like, on average, an attorney charges $278 per hour. And especially you all in California, that could absolutely be a lot more than that, depending on what the legal matter is. And one of the really basic things that LegalEASE helps members do is we help members get their will done, their estate planning, their living trust, their powers of attorney. And if somebody wants to get that will done all on their own, absolutely fine, but they're looking at average $375 for a bare bones simple will, not including the attorney fees. So really what this boils down to is it's not pocket change for the average person, which is why the legal plan is offered. And the legal plan is available to support all of the personal legal needs that you as the member might face, but also your spouse or domestic partner, even your dependent children. So there's really coverage for the whole family here. This plan that's available to you is $17.77 monthly via payroll deduction. So you would see that monthly on your pay stubs. There's a lot of information at your fingertips that you can use to get all the information that you're looking for about the legal plan. The brochure is going to show just kind of a high level overview of the legal plan, the monthly premium, who's covered, and then the types of things that you can use the plan for, like we discussed earlier. But one of the things on that brochure is a link to this microsite. And I'll bring that up right now. The microsite is going to show you all about the legal plan. So if you're like, hey, I'm really interested, but I want to get some more information, this is the microsite, legaleaseplan.com/hot topic. And I'll put that in the chat after we're done here as well. Actually, I can probably do it right now. And on this, you can see the coverage tab, and this is going to show you if you have questions on, well, is this covered? Is that covered? It's going to show you both in and out of network coverage here. So anywhere where you see covered, that means it's paid in full, which the vast majority of these are going to be paid in full, which means LegalEASE is going to cover the attorney fees for that legal matter. And then at the very bottom, you'll see all of the exclusions, which really it boils down to, you can't start your own business, you can't go against the government, and then of course you can't go after Hot Topic as well. So that is available for you to take a look at. The other item that's available to you is the Legal Corner, and this is a resource website, and it's really, really great to come here, see some of our highlighted attorneys. There's a ton of news articles that are constantly changing, but really where the meat of this is kind of up in these tabs here. There's all sorts of different articles and sample documents that have been written and are available to you, just so that you get a little bit more comfortable with the legal matter that you're facing. Maybe you're nervous. A lot of people have never worked with an attorney before, or maybe aren't familiar with the terminology, so they can go here and you can get a little bit more familiar with what it is that you're facing. There's even a whole financial counseling tab that takes you to a whole new website, really geared towards banking basics and just budgeting and just really kind of steering you into your financial wellness. And then of course, these find an attorney tab, that's where you're going to find that LAMP program that we talked about earlier. So that's all going to be available to you as members of the legal plan. And I think we're about at the 15-minute mark. So I just want to pause and see if there are any lingering questions. I didn't see any come into the chat, but if there are any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or actually there's only 6 of us in here, that's fine. You can also just voice your questions if you're comfortable doing that. Just try not to get too personal with details, please.
I'll also pause the recording, everybody, for these questions, so it's not recorded.
Me right now has access to they will have access to all of your plan details as well. So if you're going home and you're like, hey, I have questions, or I'm talking to my spouse and I have questions, the 1-800-248-9000 number is going to be a really great phone call to make. And those member advocates are going to be able to help as well. Excuse me, any other questions or comments?
Nope, I'm good to go.
Okay. Let's see how I stop sharing. Brittany, would you like us to pause this recording and I can hang out for another like 15 minutes? If somebody else jumps on, we can kind of do it that way, or totally up to you, however you want to play it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.